Yes, people. What's going on? Good morning. Welcome to United View, man. Welcome back to the channel. Happy Monday. Happy Monday blues as Man United continue to be in free fall in the Premier League. We continue to lose games. We continue to be really bad on the pitch as well as off it. It's not great. It's not a great way to start the week. We probably envisaged we'd end up losing to Spurs in the end. And it's not great. Welcome to another Flex's View. I've got a bit of news to cover today because actually sort of back in the yesterday, we saw yesterday evening, I want to say, some big news that Manchester United have actually submitted a verbal offer to Victor Osimhen. I want to talk about that. And of course, we have to talk Ruben Amorim, the team, the players, the fallout from last night. A lot of opinion out there online as well. A lot of people actually disagreeing with the breakdown of the game that I gave yesterday. A lot of people agreeing with it. Some people said Bruno had a shocker. Some other people said, what were you watching? He was one of our better players, etc., etc. The usual stuff that happens as we continue to lose, where we all can't really put our finger on exactly what the one problem is. Ruben Amorim taking some more heat as well, as you will if you keep losing games as Manchester United manager, which he's aware of, etc. But let's start with the news because, look, the summer's a little while away, but it's all attention and all focus on the summer, really. This season is dead, especially with the extra injuries / illnesses that we just had yesterday. But we all are looking to the summer as to how Ruben Amorim is going to change this around. Let's get into what the news actually was. Now, apparently, I mean, shout out James from the Muppeteers, and a few others as well have said that this particular journalist out there in Turkey is tier one and has a big following and a big reputation. Followed, when I have a look, he's followed by a lot of the top guys. So in terms of that, that's something. 1.7 million followers as well, and he goes by the name of Yagiz Sabunkoglu. I'm going to say Yagiz Sabunkoglu, and he works for Sports Digitale. Yeah, Sports Digitale out there in Turkey. So look, he comes apparently with pedigree. Apparently he's tier one. You just take a look to see the people, that do follow him. Fabrice Hawkins, Florian Plettenberg, Fabrizio Romano, to name but a few. Duncan Castles, Adam Leventhal, Ben Jacobs, etc., etc. So a lot of the guys that and I'm not saying confirmed what he says is true, but it's an interesting point. But he says that Manchester United and PSG have shown official interest in signing Victor Osimhen this summer and have both made a verbal offer to him on contract and salary. Both teams have committed to paying his release clause, which is very important as well. And he finishes off by saying Ruben Amorim wants Osimhen. Now, listen, we know we're going to be in the market for a proper striker. Does Victor Osimhen fit that bill? There's a lot of talk around Victor Osimhen. He's a very competent striker. You see that season he had at Napoli before it all went a little bit wrong, and he's had to leave this year to go on loan to Galatasaray. He's a sought after striker in Europe. He is. Didn't have the best of AFCON though as well. We expected probably big things from him then. Didn't quite produce, and of course last season wasn't really the season that they expected from him after they won the league. But I think, listen, who are we to turn down that level of quality? I get that, but at the same time, we have to be cautious. We do have to be cautious because it's going to be a big outlay. I think his release clause is like, what was his release clause? I think it's like 60 million or something like that. So it's a lot of money. And look, his most prolific season was the cup, like I said, the season before last, 22-23 season, 39 games, 31 goals. He was absolutely prolific, and he was the name on the tip of everyone's tongue with how good he was. And just what he'd managed to do at Napoli, helping them win their first Scudetto in God knows how long, many, many years. And then last season, less prolific, 32 games and 17 goals. So look, and did have a few muscle injuries and injuries. So look, Osimhen, I'm hearing the striker market, but I don't know. This is basically conflicting news to when you talk about what Laurie Ritwell was saying in his piece a few days ago. When you look at Liam Delap, that more fits the profile of what Man United are looking for. Younger, the age profile wise it fits, and the price wise, should Ipswich get relegated, which is likely, let's be honest, they'll be able to get him for cheaper versus someone like Victor Osimhen, 26, 27 in December. That's basically more like the Gyökeres deal, which we were told by Laurie Whitwell and some others that Man United wouldn't really be on that. So look, it depends. It depends how much money we got to spend. Would I have Victor Osimhen? Of course I would. Of course I would. Of course I'd have Victor Osimhen. We need a serious striker. We need a proper striker, someone we can, with all due respect to Rasmus Højlund and Xerxes, just even in the 10, and Xerxes just in general has grown in confidence, but someone we can take seriously as a proper number 9. That is a massive, massive problem for us. We cannot score goals. We cannot finish chances, and we don't even create that much chances. But the people that they're falling to, they're not hitters, man. They're not killers in front of goal. We've lacked that for ages, and this striker conversation has gone on for. It just feels like an entirety. We've never really found the one. You know what I mean? Look, we've had some short-term gaps post Van Persie, but you know, it just hasn't worked. It just hasn't worked at all. Of course, Falcao, cool, that never worked. Lukaku, Zlatan, and look, Zlatan scored goals because and those guys both scored goals, but they weren't the long-term solution. But they scored goals because they've been goal scorers all their whole careers. Then you're looking at someone like Cavani, scored goals, but injuries, short-term. Igalo we've had, Wout Weghorst we've had. Who else have we had up front? Martial, of course. None of which has, Martial probably the most disappointing, but been here the longest. But we saw how that ended, and we still haven't fixed it. Now we're on to the Xerxes and the Rasmuses. So it's been somewhere that has to be addressed. I'm just not so sure that spending, that type of money on Osimhen is going to be feasible for us. We don't know what this summer's going to look like, but we have to sort of temper expectation if we're being real, because I'm not expecting these big types of players coming. We're not going to be in Europe. Let's be real. Are we going to win the Europa League? Probably not. Probably not. Look at us. We have to believe it. We have to go for it because the cups is all we got. One-off games, try to get through. But I just cannot see it. We've just regressed far too much, and not much has seemed to have improved since Ruben's got here. But that's our best chance of getting into Champions League. Okay, I get that, but we are still going to be one of the favourites in there. But again, look at Spurs. Spurs are still better than us. I mean, we could have won yesterday if we took our chances, but we'll still make those silly mistakes. Over 2 legs, does it change if we face Spurs quarterfinals or something like that? Maybe, but I don't know. You look at how they are with their players going to get back. They've got a style of play. Over 2 legs, they might do us. Who knows? But my point is that we're probably not going to be in Europe. Someone like Osimhen is going to look for that. He's going to be looking to be playing in Europe. So that's an issue. The thing that probably works in Man United's favour is the fact that he needs to find a permanent home away from Napoli. You know, it didn't work. Obviously, Conte is there now. The relationship has broke down. And for one reason or another, it seems like he's surplus there, which is incredible because look how good he was in like I said, in that title charge that they had and how many goals he scored. And last season didn't quite go like that, fell out of favour. Hence he's on loan in Turkey, which a lot of us didn't even see coming. A lot of us thought, how's he ended up there? Obviously, he's taking the piss out of the league. He's scoring a lot of goals this year, which you would expect of a player of his quality. Some of the goals he scored this year have been ridiculous, actually. But he scored 17 goals in 23 games, 5 assists. So he's doing absolutely fine this year. He's scoring goals galore. But he's going to want a permanent move. So that does, fit in. And the fact that this journalist is saying that the verbal offer is there on contract and salary, us and PSG are there. And both teams have committed to paying his release clause. And Ruben wants Osimhen. They're big lines. They're big lines. So look, none of our journalists are sort of going down that line. What we're getting from, journalists this side of the waters is that, Man United are looking for cheaper options. They're looking for younger profiles of players. But I do worry about that in terms of course, we have to bring the age of the squad down in general. You look at the players that we've invested into the academy that could be coming through. Diego Leon's only 17. He's back on loan in Paraguay. He's going to be with the squad in the summer. Sekou Kone on the bench last night. Chido getting his debut last night as well. Harry Amas is there. You know, we've got players, Aiden Heaven in from Arsenal, so you can see the change in the shift in strategy in the market in terms of how to rebuild this Man United for the long term. But it does need to be sprinkled with experience. I think that we have to come away from this time round in this particular window, coming away from saying that we just want a young up and coming striker who's still trying to navigate. No, no. We need a proper striker. Now, listen, I understand as well that it's hard for us to attract a seasoned pro who's in the peak of his powers, who scores a lorry load of goals. Because look at the Gyökeres situation. We were reading reports that he's saying, of course, I want to play Champions League. It's one of his, probably his last big move, or his going to be his biggest, no, not his last big move, but it's his biggest contract of his career. He's 26, 27, going into his prime. He's in Sporting now, where he's made that step up, scored a massive amount of goals. So the next move, this move now, is going to be massive for him. Sure, of course, he's going to want to be in Champions League. Is Ruben Amorim enough of an influence for him to come here in a failing Man United side where all the pressure is going to be on him, which it should be because he's a top striker? Or does he go to somewhere like Chelsea, who look like they're going somewhere quicker than we are? Does he go to somewhere like Arsenal? Does he go to Liverpool? Do you know what I mean? Darwin Núñez probably gets sold in the summer. They still need a proper striker. So you don't know. There's a lot more suited options. And the same you could say for Victor Osimhen, 26 years of age, probably looking for that type of club. Look at what PSG, the allure of PSG, they're going in the right direction. They've revamped their squad with younger players now as well. Could he go there? Yeah, under Enrique. Would that be more attractive to someone like Victor Osimhen? Maybe, probably. Do you know what I'm saying? Probably. So it depends what we're offering him on salary as well. Does Victor Osimhen just want the security of a bigger salary and longer contract, which we might be able to give? I don't know. All of these questions will be answered in the summer, but it's very interesting to see where we're at and what we're looking at. I think we need to stay away of the young, unproven up front. We've done it. We've done it. We're back to square one with that. Do you know what I mean? We need to get the one in the bang in the middle. We've either gone too old, where there's no longevity in the signing, where they're past their best. Look at Cavani, look at Zlatan, even Ronaldo. And listen, the GOAT could come back and he'd be our best striker right now. He'd walk in and start for us and score goals. But you get what I'm saying. It's too late. We let Kane go. That's gone. It's too late. Or we're getting them too young, or just not good enough. You know what I mean? Wout Weghorst, Igalo, bless them, putting good shifts, but not the level. And now we've gone young to 20, 21 years of age with Rasmus. Huge price tag. Nowhere near it. Nowhere near it. Nowhere near the level. Xerxes, again, was he 22, 23, I think, Xerxes? But showing promise, showing a little bit about him. Now we can start to see what he's good at and some confidence. Could you hang your hat on him to be a number 9 and be a high volume scorer? No. Probably looking like these 10 positions and different type of striker. So we need the proper serious man up front, the real gun man up front. That's what we need. Proven. Not no wait for him to do this or wait for him to do that. Proven. And Osimhen could present a unique opportunity of being able to get somebody of that quality who would actually be willing to come to us at this point in his career, because I can't think of too many strikers in their prime or who are top players that are in clubs that are doing all right, looking to move up. I can't see too many wanting to come to Man United in this mode. Let's be real. Let's be honest. It's not really there, is it? It's not really there. It's not. It really, really isn't. So, Osimhen, listen, we'll be stupid to turn it down. I know there could be a lot of you saying you prefer Gyökeres or you prefer this, that, and the other, different type of striker. What would Osimhen be like in this system? What's his pressing like, etc.? How does he hold the ball? I think the best version of Osimhen is a very, very good player. Would we be getting that? How would he adapt to the Premier League? There's lots of question marks. Everything's a risk. Would Man United want to have that outlay, 50, 60 million pounds? I think you'd probably have to take to get him here, plus big wages. Do we just go big in that area and then keep the youth across the rest of the pitch and promote? We have to find some solutions, but I do not want a subpar striker, someone you just got to wait, develop. Nah, we've got Cheeto for that. We've literally got someone there who potentially could be a superstar. It's been spoken about in that way. He's made his first team appearance last night, albeit for 3 minutes, which I didn't agree with. But we've invested into that. Got Rasmus for a dumb price, should never have been. Probably got to move him on. You've got Chido as the young understudy to come in, get an experienced striker. That's what I'll say on that. In terms of yesterday, Ruben getting a lot of heat. Again, players getting a lot of heat, of course. 15th in the Premier League. It is dire. It is dire. Spoken to a few fans, see a few online, spoke to a few at the stadium, saying again, what's Samarim doing? And, this is worse than it is before. This is too bad. And, then a lot of other people are saying, what do you expect? We have to understand this is what we're at. We have to have the stomach for this rebuild. We have to have the stomach for understanding that it is going to be this until the end of the season. He's coming here midway through. He can't have the players that he wants. Probably the reason why he wanted to come in the summer. We've seen a lot of the lack of quality our players have. The view isn't really stick with them so they get better. The view is get through to the summer and get rid of a lot of these players. And the pushback that I have to that sometimes is, look, they're not all going to go in the summer. There has to be some level of improvement with what we have. There has to be. I stand by that. I do stand by that. Has Ruben made mistakes so far? Absolutely. Should he have been doing more by now? Yes, 100%. But entertaining that he's not the right guy already, for me, I'm not there. We shouldn't. For me, I don't think that needs to be the conversation now. Not with the turmoil that's in the club. But the problem is that when you don't get results, like we've been talking about, and you keep losing this amount of games, they're uncomfortable conversations. And Ineos, if they even dare to get rid of him or to do that, one, where's that money coming from? Because they brought him into this mess and thought he could fix it, which would look even worse on them. And two, what the fuck would we do then? What would we do then? Do you know what I'm saying? What on earth would we do after if you sacked Ruben Amorim before the summer? It's just stupid. Like the season is gone. It's long gone. You just have to focus on the cups. Now, the noise is going to come. The scrutiny is going to come. The media, the rival fans, our own fans, where it's like 15th. 15th. And let's be real, I had to look at the table yesterday. I was like, well, we're 10 points clear of Wolves. So we shouldn't go lower than 16th at least. That's how we have to think. We've got 10-point cushion to 16th. But let's be real, peeps. We are going to finish. I was saying get comfortable with numbers like 12, 13, and 14th. No, get comfortable 15, 16, 17. That's where we're going to, that's what we're going to be. Like I said in my review yesterday, God help us at Goodison. They're going to run up all over us. They play with intensity. They've got 6 cup finals left before they shut down an iconic stadium of Goodison Park and move to their new one. Every single game there is going to be amazing for them. And look at the form they're in. Probably should have lost to Palace, actually, with the chances that they conceded. But they didn't. And they're on a great run and haven't lost under David Moyes since he got there. And the Liverpool game was basically like a win for them. So we're going to get cooked, absolutely destroyed at Goodison. I can see it now. I think we'll do all right in some periods, and then ultimately we'll lose the game. We won't be able to cope with that intensity, and there'll be more of a pile on. Do you know what I'm saying? But I just think Amorim, he's wedded to the style. He ain't going to change. So there's no point me saying anything about it really. But the fact that he's doing that now, it's A or B, isn't it? A is that it serves us better in the long run, which he's sticking to his principles, which I don't mind sticking to the principles because look how bad we are. But the adaptation in game, the lack of substitutions yesterday, we weren't looking like doing anything anyway. We were getting chances, to be fair. He said he was pretty much happy with the performance. And actually, no, you know what? We had chances. Players let him down yesterday. I don't agree with bringing on Chido for only 3 minutes. We've seen enough of Højlund in that game. He wasn't clinical enough. Give Chido 15, 20. I spoke to a very reliable source yesterday after the game who showed me some messages, actually. And, Chido was not happy. He only got 3 minutes. Of course, he wanted to play longer. But because he apparently was told he was going to get 20 minutes, 25 minutes. But I don't understand bringing him on for 3 minutes when we was on the back foot defending a free kick after Onana threw it out stupidly. I don't get that. But other than that, the team there was enough there to score at least a couple of goals. At least. Because it was a shit game. Spurs weren't great either. So, a lot of senior pros did let him down and we had limited options. So I get it from that perspective where he was happy with the most part of it, considering the circumstances. Didn't want to throw the young kids in there. But we have to, you're the manager. He has to find some form of form, some improvement. We're just not seeing enough improvement. We're really not. And it's a learning curve for him. He's got to work it out. He really, really does. Bruno, again, I think maybe, have I got it wrong? I said he had a poor game. I thought he was really poor on the ball. I was watching him in stadium after having given away the ball quite a lot of time. He looked tired, leggy, getting back in. And when you're playing alongside Casemiro as well, that's tough as it is. So he was kind of struggling as well. I don't think he had a good game, but a lot of people said, Flex, I think you're wrong on that one. You know, Dallo was worse than him. Hoyland was worse than him. There's a lot of other players. I think Casemiro, I think he just had a Casemiro experience. Didn't really get run past loads, left on the line like he could have done. A few stupid fouls here and there, but he just did a Casemiro situation. But, you know, you look at Garnacho, again, this is why people say that he's not ready yet and stuff like that. But the problem is having to rely on someone like Garnacho. I don't mind Garnacho being a squad player. I don't mind that at all. Let him develop. Let him come off the bench. We've seen he's got impact off the bench. We've seen it. When you hang your hat on him as your main guy, especially now Ahmed's out the team, and Bruno dropped what he dropped yesterday, and you can't rely on Rasmus Højlund. This is what we've got, and this is the problem. This is the problem at Man United. We're hanging our hat on and relying on players who just aren't good enough or aren't at the stage of their careers where they should be relied upon. And then that comes into towards that changes into hate towards Garnacho. He's crap. He should be at, I was going to say Real Betis. Look what's happening there with Anthony. But, you know, I mean, he should be at Sociedad. He's dead. He's this, he's that. No, he's not dead. It's just that he's just playing too much and has too much of a significant role in a team that is dead. Garnacho is your guy who should be coming off the bench for 20 minutes, half an hour, and start games here and there. That's who we should, and then get taken off in some of them games for another impact guy. That's who Garnacho is right now. He's had good impact. He's got ability. He's working on his mentality. I like the player. I'm happy we kept hold of him. But he should be used as the squad player. Do you know what I mean? He should be used as that. There should be senior pros in there who are way better than the level of Garnacho and Rasmus Højlund. Xerxes starting to show some promise. I like what I'm seeing there. But our attack is just null and void. What the hell have we got? Nothing. Dorgu did all right yesterday. I liked what he was doing, but he just got ignored half the time because of Garnacho's decision making. But, you know, having said that, we're digging out Garnacho because he was wasteful. Had he not even engaged in them shots, he forced a couple saves on Vicario. Where were other shots coming from? I think Højlund had one. Zirkzee had a header that went just wide. Probably could have done better. It was a harder chance. But, you know, who else is going to create? If it ain't Bruno or Garnacho, it's probably going to be no one. So, listen, I don't know how we're going to score goals. We concede silly goals as well. Onana palming it back into the danger area. You got Delit at the back post sleeping as well to not even look at that. Dallo running out late to even keep Maddison on. Just silly things. So we're gonna keep doing it. I don't see how Ruben's gonna stem this bleed. I said it quite a while ago that you just worry. You just worry of what's gonna happen. So there you go. That's my take on it, guys. God help us at Goodison. I've already said it. We'll turn our attention towards that. Hopefully we can get another week. And the illness, guys, I think it was Ugarte who was ill, maybe Collier. So maybe hopefully they're not injured because we're going to need a little beef in midfield to run around at Goodison. I'll tell you that. Because Idrissa Gueye is going to be on it. James Garner is going to be on it. Decore is going to be on it. Jack Harrison running around is going to be on it. Beto now can't stop scoring. Doing all this every minute. Can't stop scoring. Laughing stock 6 months ago. Worst striker in the league. Guess what? Now we have it. Do you know what I mean? Even Beto, and this is what I'm saying about, I do get when some people are like, well, Moyes has gone in there, worst team, and just got them playing, just got them fighting. Just got them playing with intensity. But is that more of a damning indictment of our players? Because they haven't done it for any manager. It's not like they used to run around before. Ruben, the odd one out, can't get a tune out of them. They wouldn't run for Ten Hag, and these are his players. Players, criminals, mate. Criminals. Smash the like in the video. Let me know what you're saying about this Osimhen thing, and let me know about your thoughts, your post thoughts after yesterday's game as well, because it really, really was a shocking day at the office. I'm out of here, guys. Take care. Oh, actually, also, I've got a very interesting video coming with Kieran Maguire. You guys asked for it, yeah? I went out and got it. Use your network, Fleck, yeah? So look out for that. Deep dive into Manchester United's finances, Ineos, the Glazers, etc., etc. The real number crunching, man. We need professional outlooks on these things. We've all had our opinions on Ineos and what's been going on, but I had to go and get expert opinion on it, and Kieran Maguire is exactly that. So stay tuned for that video. That's coming very, very soon. I'm out of here. Smash the like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Peace.